So minting earns interest. I want to talk a bit about how that works. I've mentioned how we have two tokens within the BankX system. The BankX uh, utility token is used to pay out rewards. It is used in the token lockup exclusively. So you earn more BankX for locking up BankX. And then it's used as partial collateral to create the XSD stablecoin, which is, as we know, pegged to the price of 1 gram of silver. So minting is also very easy. You see, we spent a lot of time on this web app and user interface because there's so much going on in the background, but we try to present the only things that you need to see on the front end. From this, I wanted you just enter your amount of XSD you'd like to mint. It tells you what you need, what the interest rate you'll earn, and all of that. So specifically, when I talked about it's a combination of the native blockchain token and the BankX token, that is indicated here with the collateral ratio. So when it says 100%, it means that it takes 100% of the native blockchain token like ETH, BNB, to mint the XSD stablecoin. And the collateral ratio moves based on the price of the XSD stablecoin. So as this price of XSD goes above the peg, the collateral ratio goes down, meaning that the amount that it goes down, that difference between 100% is what you need in BankX. So if this were to move down to 90%, then 10% of the value of the XSD stablecoin you're minting would need to be done with BankX. So 10% BankX, 90% native blockchain token in that example. And so what we do is the amount of interest that you earn for minting the stablecoin is 1/2 to the value of the collateral ratio, meaning that as the price of XSD is above the peg, the collateral ratio is slowly going down and the interest rate is going up. So the idea economically, if we think about that, is XSD is above the peg, so it's liked in the market, so the collateral ratio is going down. BankX token holders are now rewarded because there's more to lock up, required to lock up to mint the stablecoin, so that removes it out of the supply. And then because it's above the peg, we want to incentivize more people to mint, so we increase the interest rate. So this is one of the examples of how everything within the system is tied together and aligns economically with what the system needs and what we're striving to do within the system to incentivize the community to do what the system needs, as an example. So I sort of went through this in the UI about the collateral ratio for minting and redeeming. So that whole idea that collateral ratio is the amount of native blockchain token needed to mint the XSD stablecoin, as we talked about, and that moves based on the XSD price. So when the XSD price is above the peg, the collateral ratio is going to step down. When the price of the XSD stablecoin is below the peg, that ratio is going to step up. So if we look at that, when it is below the peg, we want less XSD in supply. So we step it up where it requires more native blockchain token, making it more difficult to mint the stablecoin. When it's above the peg, it's lowering the amount of native blockchain token to mint the stablecoin, which would be easier. So that would help to increase the supply of the XSD stablecoin, helping that to come down to the peg. So there's really 3 types of minting and redeeming, but it all falls in that sort of a definition of how much native blockchain token do you need? Is it 0% or is it 100%? So when it's 100%, we call that 1-to-1. So 1-to-1 value of the native blockchain token to mint the XSD stablecoin. And then fractional is some percentage of BankX and some percentage of, say, Ethereum or Binance or whatever other native blockchain token. Both tokens are needed in that state of the system. And then sort of the euphoria of BankX would be there's so much demand for XSD. It's been above the peg and it's continued to step down the collateral ratio where it's so viewed as sort of confident in the system that XSD has been above the peg, and now we have a collateral ratio of 0, meaning that it's 100% BankX to mint the XSD stablecoin. So that would obviously help to pull BankX out of the supply, because you need, if you're minting $1,000 worth of XSD, you need $1,000 worth of BankX. And so in that sort of situation, the minting interest rate would be 50% at that point, because it's always 1/2 of the collateral rate, as I've talked about. So we'll use as an example, we'll just look at the fractional way to mint the XSD stablecoin. So this, let's say we're on the Ethereum blockchain and it's fractional. In this scenario, it's 60% ETH and 40% BankX. 100% of that value would mint 100% value of the XSD stablecoin. And from there, you would earn interest in the form of more BankX tokens the entire time that the XSD that you minted is in circulation. Because it follows this stablecoin design, follows the same economic principle that we've learned from protocols like Hex, where when you mint the XSD stablecoin in that fractional example, is because it's requiring the BankX token as part of the partial collateral to mint the XSD stablecoin, you are locking up, just like you are Ethereum, you are locking up the BankX token to get the XSD stablecoin in circulation to earn interest. So that effectively becomes a staking event or a lockup event in the BankX system. And the idea is that the interest that we pay for that behavior will never catch up to the amount of lockup tokens that are used to mint the XSD stablecoin.